everybody, Chef AJ here in my test kitchen in Indio, California. It's not really my test kitchen, it's my home kitchen, but I've always wanted to say that. You know, I've been asked so many times to shoot some videos about air fryers, and I've been reluctant because there's not much I can show you. It's just like using an Instant Pot. You kind of just push a button. So I thought I'd talk a little bit about the different types of air fryers in case you might be interested in getting one if you don't already have one. And just know this, you don't need an air fryer. I didn't have an air fryer until, like maybe 2 years ago. But it's kind of like the Instant Pot that once you get one, you kind of wonder how you lived so long without it, especially if you're somebody like me who strictly avoids oil but likes really, really crunchy, delicious food. I think the Instant Pot is a non-negotiable if you're going to eat healthy. The air fryer maybe should be second on your bucket list. So let's talk about the different kinds of air fryers. The truth is I always tell people when they ask me, what kind of pan should I get? What kind of knife? And I always say the same thing. Get the best that you can afford. Well, probably the best air fryer that we know of is the Breville, which is over there because it's the biggest, and unless you're just one person, it's hard to make enough food for a family in the smaller units. Not to say they're not without value at all, but if you have a family, or if more than one person wants to eat fries, it's gonna be kind of hard to do it in one of the smaller units. The thing that's really cool about the Breville, and yes, it is $399, but if you use your coupon at Bed Bath & Beyond, which they do take in person, maybe not always online, it takes the 20% off. Williams-Sonoma often discounts at 20% if you get one of their credit cards, and I have seen it already on sale at Bed Bath & Beyond, and then with the additional 20%, I've seen it for $265. You see, the Breville Smart Oven Air is not just an air fryer. It's a toaster. Not that you would pay $400 for a toaster, but it can proof yeast, and it bakes, and it roasts, and it dehydrates. So it's many, many machines at once. But one of the reasons I like it so much is because I live somewhere where it's very warm, and where I moved from, which was very warm. When you preheat your oven, first of all, it takes pretty much a long time to get it up to 400, and it heats up the entire room. It doesn't do that with the air fryer. It heats it up almost instantaneously, and it doesn't make the whole house hot. That's what I love about it. Plus that it can hold so many items, which I'm going to show you, and because it does so many things. Most people, when they get an air fryer, start out with a unit like this, and this is the GoWise, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. It's a wonderful unit, and these usually go for about 100 or so on Amazon. This one is 5.8 quarts, and I showed you when I roasted the garlic that I actually did use this one, and sometimes they're 5.8 quarts, 5.2. There's smaller ones that are actually 3.4. I don't recommend those, but it basically has just this little basket, and it lifts up. It's really just 3 pieces. You plug it in. I can't show you all air fryers at once because there's just not enough power in the house to do that. I can only do 2 things at once. So you put this piece down, you put your food there. There are things you can buy where you can stack them. JL Fields in one of my videos shows how to do this. You can actually stack air fry, but for the most part, this would fit about a pound of Brussels sprouts or a pound of mushrooms, which are going to shrink down when you cook them. So it's not going to be much volume. You're not going to be able to feed a family. But for small jobs, like if I'm roasting garlic, I'll use this one. Also, this is the one I travel with. When I say travel, not by plane, but if I'm going somewhere by car, I will bring this because some of the spas I teach at just don't give me enough food, particularly starch. So I'll make French fries in my room. So this is perfect for that, and it's very easy to clean. And I probably should show you the buttons since I'm telling you about it. I'm not going to use this one right now, but I'll show you what the different buttons are. It won't be difficult to plug it in. I wish I could use all 3 at once, but then we'll blow the power here, and then it will take a while. So basically, the different buttons are the temperature, which you go up or down, and then the time. So usually I do everything at 400, and then the time, which you can go up or down. So pretty much I do everything at 400 for 20 minutes, and then maybe I'll add some time. And then you just push this button, and it goes. And anytime you want to stop it, you just open it, because usually when you stop things halfway, give it a little shake. Now, there's also some buttons on here that are pictures of things, like a shrimp and a French fry. I don't use those. So anyway, this is very, very easy to use. And it's a good machine, but it doesn't have a lot of area to make a lot of stuff. So we're going to use the Breville, and I'm going to use this new machine. It's not really a machine, it's a top for a machine, and it's called the Melfi Crisp Lid. And this is selling for about $50. So for people that don't want to spend money and invest in an air fryer because maybe they don't know if they will use it, what this does is this converts any pressure cooker that you already have that's either 6-quart or 8-quart, say the Instant Pot, which I'm using the 6-quart, to an air fryer. And I thought, this is so cool. So I've never used it. I didn't even read the book. I actually watched Kathy Hester's video last night to see if I could figure it out. So we're gonna try this and see if it works. And this might be a great thing for people that don't have the room for another appliance. You simply buy this lid and it converts your Instant Pot or other pressure cooker, because Melfi also sells a pressure cooker, to an air fryer. So I thought that was kind of cool. All right, so I love to make French fries in my air fryer. They come out very crisp. If you don't want to do an air fryer, you can roast them in the oven. They'll be good. They'll be very good oven fries, but they're not going to have that crispy, crunchy, French fry experience like you would get, in my opinion, in an air fryer. There is something, if I can remember where I put it. There we go. Should have taken it out. There is something called a Crispies tray. This is the small one. You can get it for about $30 on QVC. That it's sort of like using an air fryer in your oven. So if you're roasting chickpeas or making fries, it's pretty good. But again, once you've had the true oven experience of air fries, the Breville Smart Oven, and this is good. It's $30. It's not $399. But again, if you can afford an air fryer and you think you'll use it, go with an air fryer. So what I like to do anytime I make French fries is to cook my potatoes first. You can certainly start with raw potatoes in air fryer. My husband Charles does that quite a bit. As a matter of fact, if he's using the little one, he might even cut them into cubes to make it go faster. I prefer wedges because I like dipping them in barbecue sauce, and my husband likes to dip them in ketchup. So I like to either microwave or bake or roast my potatoes first, and I like to chill them. That just makes them crunchier. I don't know why. I discovered this when I was traveling once, when I had more potatoes than I could eat, and I came home and my sweet potatoes were kind of mushy, but I didn't want to throw them out. So when in doubt, don't throw it out, air fry it, and it created a whole new level of deliciousness. So I cook them, I chill them, and then I cut them into wedges. So I have never used this before, so I'm not sure how much it fits. So basically, what this is you take your already existing 6-quart or 8-quart pressure cooker, and you're not going to turn your pressure cooker on. You're not even plugging it in. But you're taking the pieces that go with it. You're taking the stand, and you're taking the air fryer basket, and you're gonna cook in here. So you can see that this isn't very big, that I'm probably not gonna be able to make a lot of fries. So let's just see how many will fit in this, okay? I wonder if this would be a better size. So we'll take the smaller potato. And so I'm just gonna cut that in half. I kinda like thick wedges myself. So I mean, you could certainly cut them smaller, but I love steak fries, and that's what I'm gonna do, is cut them. So I could probably, no barking Bailey, realistically, I could probably get only maybe one more in there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut these now for my Breville. Bailey, you gotta stop barking. Cut these in half. Usually I eat about a pound of potatoes, a pound or a pound and a half for a serving for me. I don't weigh them, but I just know from when I buy things in bags and it says how many potatoes, how long it lasts. So you can certainly season them. I'm not anti-seasoning. I'm just not a big fan of salt for people that are trying to get healthy or recover from food addiction or lose weight, because salt is such a strong appetite stimulant. But there's so many other things you could put on these: smoked paprika, chipotle powder, just all kinds of wonderful seasoning blends like Benson Table Tasty. But you can see that this air fryer, the Breville, comes with 2 of these trays, and I bought an extra 3rd one. And so you're able to just make a lot more than in the smaller units. If you're just one person, or if you don't eat a lot of starch like me, I eat, like I say, 1.5 to 2 pounds per meal. 3 or 4 pounds of starch a day. So those little air fryers are just not gonna make enough potatoes for me. So I'm just gonna cook those 4 there. You can see there's plenty of room. So I cooked 4 potatoes. That's gonna be part of Charles and our dinner tonight. And I'm also gonna be making some corn. Corn in the air fryer is unbelievable. This is just organic yellow corn. maybe it's white corn, I don't know, it's a light yellow. And in the air fryer, the thing that's so neat about the air fryer is it doesn't need any seasoning. But sometimes I season it, sometimes I put a little lime juice on it and chipotle powder and smoked paprika, but in the air fryer, it makes everything magically delicious. Even vegetables I don't like mushrooms, which I'll eat them, but they don't really like them. They just come out so good in the air fryer. Cauliflower, broccoli, everything. It comes out amazing in the air fryer. And you know what would be really good on this is actually the pepperoni spice, but I'm gonna keep it plain because I like dipping it in barbecue sauce. So what I'm gonna do is, you can certainly preheat your air fryer. You know, you don't have to because it's gonna preheat pretty quickly. I actually have my potatoes in there that I roasted early this morning. These are the Murasaki Japanese sweet potatoes. You can see that there's some spaces missing. That's what I ate for lunch. This I roasted 6 pounds. 6 pounds will last me about 3 lunches, so about 2 pounds per meal. And again, I'm going to refrigerate these, and then tomorrow I'll slice them, smush them, and air fry them. So what's nice, I said again about the air fryer, is you can have more than one tray in at the same time. And you can see that there's a little button here that says all the functions. Dehydrate, slow cook, cookies, reheat, air fry, proof, pizza, warm, roast, bake, broil, bagel, and toast. So I'm gonna just move it to air fry. This is the number. You can go all the way up to 480 and all the way down to, wow, probably to 0, but you wouldn't want to air fry that low. So I do everything at 400. That's just how I roll. And I always try 20 minutes. Now, I have several things in here, so I know it's gonna need at least 30 minutes. So I'm gonna move this one up to 30 minutes. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna push this little button, so it's gonna remind me to rotate the racks in 15 minutes. So I'm just gonna push start. And then once it's preheated, you can see it's preheating, it's gonna make a beep, and then it's gonna be 30 minutes from then. In the meantime, I'm gonna try this new machine. So there's not gonna be any water in it because we're air frying. Air frying doesn't use water. You simply take your existing pressure cooker, you put the lid on, you turn it on just by pushing this down, and this turns it, so this is the temperature, the thing that looks like a thermometer, and this makes it go up, and this makes it go down. This is the timer, and the plus makes it go up, and the minus makes it go down. So I'm gonna try 20 minutes, and then I'm gonna push this button. Maybe it's this button. There we go. You can see that it's heated up. You can see that it's light. It says caution hot surface. You never wanna touch the glass. And then when it's ready, I'm gonna check that out. So in the meantime, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a little bit of my favorite barbecue sauce, if you will. You know, barbecue sauce is full of sugar, usually salt, oil, and I have lots of great barbecue sauce recipes that are a little bit more complicated with things like sun-dried tomatoes and bell peppers, which are great. They're in my book and they're on my YouTube videos. But if there's a quicker or easier way to do something, I'm gonna find it, and I did. Thanks to this wonderful vinegar by California Balsamic, which for some reason I can't open. And I'm going to ask my handsome cameraman to see if he can open it. It's the smoked hickory, while I measure out my crushed tomatoes with no salt. And you could also use just plain tomato sauce. Tomato sauce is a little bit thinner. Tomato paste is a little thicker, so I'm just using this crushed tomatoes. And I may as well use all of it because it looks to be like about a half a cup left. This is a 1/4 cup measure, by the way. And so I'm just doing equal parts of the tomato product and the balsamic vinegar that tastes like barbecue sauce. And I'm gonna just mix that in this little cup here. I wanna make extra because otherwise then I gotta keep making it every time. So there we go. And then I just shake this up because then I get every last bit that's in here. Oh, it smells good. Mix it in, oh, yum. And that's so much quicker and easier than some of the other recipes that often use dates and all kinds of things. And it really does taste like barbecue sauce, and it's perfect for dipping the fries. So we will come back in 20 minutes and show you how everything is progressing. So let's see how the Melfi did with the fries. I'm just learning to use it, so I actually opened it at 5 minutes to move the fries around, so it probably cooked a little bit too long at 25 minutes. Be careful, it's hot, it comes with tongs, but look at this. Look at these fries, it really did work. I mean, these may be too crisp for some of you, but this is how I like it. You can still see they're really hot, but there's still some give here. And you could probably have, I could probably have fitted a second potato in there. So it actually does work. So for those of you that don't want to invest in an air fryer because you don't have any space, if you already have an Instant Pot, this may be the way to go, and it will be delicious dipped in this barbecue sauce. Now let's go see what's happening over here. It's been almost 30 minutes. And when you have a lot of stuff in the air fryer, it just takes longer. So what you can do is cook less stuff, or you can cook it at a higher temperature. You can see that the corn is starting to get nice and brown, but it's not quite the way I want it. You could certainly eat it now, but I like it a lot more toasty. And so I'm gonna give it probably another 10 or 15 minutes. Let's see how the fries are doing. Now this is kind of how Charles likes them. He doesn't really like them well done and crisp, so he would probably say this is perfect for him. But for me, I need them a little bit more cooked. So we're gonna try about another 15 minutes. I actually haven't rotated the trays yet. And it's good to turn the corn over so it doesn't get too burned on one side. We're going to add about 15 minutes to the air fryer, and we'll show you what it looks like when it's done. So I've let it go for another 15 minutes. How long you cook it, what temperature is up to you, how well done you like it. I forgot to mention this wonderful spice from Local Spicery. It's pepperoni spice, and it's really good on vegetables like cauliflower, mushrooms. It's really good on fries, but I like things plain. My tastes have developed that way after 7 years of eating clean, and I really enjoy my food this way, but feel free to spice it any way you want. So we'll just take out some fries. I always look for the crispiest ones. You know, the smaller you cook them, or the smaller you cut them, the crispier they'll be. I always try to get the crispy ones for myself and leave the ones that are a little bit fatter for Charles. Always look for the corn that has the most browning on it. There we go. Plenty for everyone. Love my little barbecue sauce with it. And of course, we are going to eat this with a gigantic chopped salad, which I'll show you how to make in another video. So I hope you'll consider trying air fries, or at least cooking them in the oven. Let's see how they taste. Oh wow, can you hear that? Delicious. Enjoy, and don't forget, starch is the secret to satiety.